Hello and welcome to Quirky Cat Crafts. This is Sherry and this is part 3 of my clear stamp storage and share. And this binder is my girl binder. So, oh, I need to switch it over a little bit. Okay. Alright, so this is kind of hodgepodge, and it could probably also go in my fantasy binder because I do have a fantasy binder. And this does have a unicorn on it. And dream catchers, but for right now it's in here. It's in the girl binder. So, and since I don't have anything on the back, I might move them over. We'll see. Another hodgepodge set. I mean, there's a little bit of everything on there. So it was hard to know where to put it because it had vehicles, it's got food, it's got kind of vintagey stuff. But I put it in here. I know where it is. And as I said in other videos, I go through all my binders for every project anyway, because you never know where you might find a stamp that's part of another set that goes with your theme. So, okay, then we've got like psychedelic here, okay? And then we've got just some little girls. That's what a lot of these are, just like girl, like fit an actual girl. So that's why it's called the girl binder. So with some faces, some silhouettes. Kind of some fashion kind of related stuff. This set is like, it's actually for planners, but it's got like, you know, girls' night, movie time, party, spa day, that kind of thing. So that's why it's in the girl one. This is a page protector that opens on the side because this is a bit longer of a set and doesn't fit in the 4x6 or 5x7 or whatever the size is on it. I don't know. I am going to put links in the description box of the binders, the page protectors, and then I also bought pre-cut cardstock to slide into the pockets. So those 3 links will be in the description box below if anybody wants to try this method for clear stamp storage. Also works for sticker storage. I just had so many stickers that I changed my storage method. So we've got breast cancer awareness here and some more little girls here. So if you haven't had a chance to go watch my craft room tour video, go take a look at it and you'll see how I have my room laid out and my sticker storage as part of that video. So, okay. Alright, and then these are all Disney, which were purchased before I found out you can't make things with Disney trademarked products and then resell it. So, but I have them for like gift options. So you have princesses and Disney Vacation and, you know, Mickey and Goofy and Donald, Pluto. So, these 4 came from a company called Kwan Crafts, K-W-A-N. I actually stamped these out for my niece as part of her birthday on pieces of cardstock for her to just color with like colored pencils. And this particular stamp, the dog's face doesn't stamp. It doesn't stamp properly at all. So these were very inexpensive, and I guess you kind of get what you pay for, but I was rather disappointed in that. So I could probably draw in the lines that are missing, and I might try that at some point, but yeah, that was a little bit frustrating. So, okay, got some like fashion type ones, and then some kind of like 60s flower power, girl power kind of stuff. And these are just some random miniature sets. And then this is ballet. And I just got this stamp set, and so I stuck it in here with the stencils, so it's all together. So, for now. Alright. Okay, so that is my girl themed binder. And I mentioned this in the previous video, but the majority of my stamp sets come from a company called Global Land, Globleland. They are on Amazon. They have their own page. And they're fairly inexpensive sets. I mean, I think most of them are like $5.99 or $6.99. And if you have Amazon Prime, it's free shipping. And then they also offer like bundles sometimes where you'll get, you know, 6 or 10 or 12 sets for like, you know, like $15 or something. So then they're only like $2 a set. So the first sets that I bought were those large groupings. And that's how I acquired the vast majority of my clear stamp sets. So, okay, so we've got Wizards and like Magic Show kind of stamp set. Just got some random ones here. Then we go into Princess. And Unicorns. Got a big castle. Got that one recently. Haven't used it yet. That would have to be a very large mosaic. Or maybe like a large box where that would be like the focal tile on the lid or something. Some more unicorns. Okay, then we kind of go into elves and fairies. These are several of the Global Land sets. This is an example of, I mentioned in the previous video, sometimes you get ones where there's a typo. As you can see, this should say amazing, and it has a U instead of an I. So I probably wouldn't even use the stamp. I mean, you could probably cut it and, you know, make it work, but I mean, I have so many other letter stamps that if I wanted to use the word amazing, I could do it another way. So, Global Land stamps, I do love them, but there are occasions where there are either typos or a phrase or a sentence that just isn't grammatically correct. So, but I still recommend them. I think their images are really adorable. So, some more fairies. And you kind of got like Tinkerbell type fairies. Some more fairies. And then another princess one back here because it's big. And a fairy set that's pretty big. I know you can't really see these stencils, but they are unicorn. And there's a castle in this stencil set. I should back these with colored cardstock because I know you guys can't see them. Like this one says, I believe in fairies and unicorns. This one says, be a unicorn in a field of horses. This one says, life is magical. And then that's just a big unicorn with stars around it. When I'm using stencils on the clay, you know, I'll put the stencil on the clay, roll it with my roller to get a good bond. And then you can either do paint or mica powders. And I've done both. And then you pull the stencil off and cut it out and then bake it. And you have really pretty tiles. So, I actually have a gnome binder now, so this should probably go in my gnome binder. And since that's the only thing there, we're just going to go ahead and pull it out. And when I do my gnome binder, I'll add it in. Put it up here for right now. Alright, so it's a pretty short video. Actually, let me see where we're at on time because I think we're going to do a couple more, you guys. Let me go grab them. Hang on. we're going to go ahead and do, for crying out loud, I should have taken these back over here. Get it together, Sherry. Okay. So we've got school and hobbies. So we'll do school first. So this is my school binder. Okay. Okay. So there's a few different categories within my school binder. So I put a little sticky tab at the top here. So these are all books for the most part. Books and reading. This isn't necessarily books and reading, but this girl is reading, and she's got a, I think there's a puppy. Yeah, there's a puppy next to her. So, and since I have a few where it's a girl reading with a cat, it seemed like a good place to put that particular stamp set. So, this is kind of, I mean, it's got like tea and a teacup, but it also had the books, so I put it here. But then that started me on the coffee and tea, which actually I need a divider tab in here for that. So, got coffee shop, copy stamp sets, some coffee sayings, life happens, coffee helps, haha. Okay, some more coffee. And so then that segued me into, is that correct? I don't know. Into wine. So obviously not school related, but at the time it made sense to me. I did say in the boy sports video where I have all the barbecue tailgating kind of items with the sports that I might end up creating a new binder that is just food and drink. We'll have to see. Might be a project I do one of these days, but for right now I know where they are. And then these also are not school related, but I think I was thinking, you know, like teacher, so kind of like career jobs. And so, and then there's also a set that is a school nurse, and they're kind of along the same lines as the police and fire set, so that's why they're in here. So we've got police, firemen, some more specifically school related. Some more school related. Kids playing. Some more kids playing. And then there's the school nurse set that I was talking about. So, and then this is military. So, I think it's, there's a couple of smaller ones on the back, but yeah, military. Okay. So, this is the one I have labeled school, which is not necessarily 100% accurate, but for the most part it is. And then this other binder is labeled hobbies. And you guys, this is just glitter cardstock that I cut strips out and I slid it into, you know, along the spine, and then I added my own label with the label maker. So I had somebody compliment me on how pretty my stamp binders are. So I'll make sure I'm in the shot here. Okay. All right, so this is hobbies. So first we've got music. We got all kinds of music notes, but again, situation of where you get what you pay for, where sometimes, I'm not seeing examples of it on this particular one, but sometimes you get ones where the music notes are backwards. And if you're not a music person, you may not realize it, but if you are a music person, it's kind of frustrating. So, so this is more kind of vintage, but because it had this rock and roll stamp, I put it in with music. Same thing with this. There's a candle. It's got the violin and the music, sheet music here. So, you know, I got musical instruments and keyboards. Music makers are dreamers of dreams, saying. So, do you believe that one's upside down? So this one's kind of more like 60s, I don't know, disco. Probably why I think 60s, because it says disco. But you got disco, classical, country, pop. So, music. Some more kind of rock star ones. This is another one of those page protectors where the opening's on the side instead of the top. And these do tend to slide out when I turn the page, and it drives me crazy. But the only other solution would be to like cut the stamp set, and I don't want to do that. Or to put it in like an 8.5 by 11, and they slide around in that just as bad. So. Alright. Couple little stencils, a little music notes stamp. Okay. More music. This isn't specifically music, but because it does have musical notes on it, I stuck it in here. Alright, and then we go into crafts. I've got, you guys, my finger's swelling up again, so bear with me here. Oh gosh, for real. So I got a couple of these, excuse me, thicker ones, and then this little set with like the sewing machine and the scissors and thread and stuff. So, and I just stuck this in here for right now. That could probably go into smaller page protectors. So, another example of typo. I believe it's supposed to say create, you guys, but it says C-R-E-A-T-F. Really? Now, you could cut the F off, separate all the letters, and then you could just reuse the E. But again, I have so many alphabet sets that if I wanted to do the word create, I would just do it. I craft so hard I sweat glitter. I like that one. But anyway, just an example of typos that drive me crazy. So, some more sewing related. If I ever do a bigger Cinderella theme, I mean, I did the little mini bank, but if I ever did a larger Cinderella theme, some of these would get used on there for sure. Okay, some more crafty sayings. Something just spooked Garfield. He just poofed up and ran out of the room. So yeah, so some crafty sayings. Then I just have a buttons stamp. These are like words, and I almost got rid of it, but then I was like, oh, I might use it at some point, so I stuck it in here. It really should go in probably in the book section, but for right now it's right there because it came with like the writing sets. So, and then we've got paints, more paint stuff. So arts, basically. And then we have some little art students. All right. So this is arts, crafts, and music. And I already did the school one, so that's it. All right, you guys. Guess we'll, not a great way to end it, being all befuddled, but here, I'll leave you with some really cool music notes. There we go. All right, you guys, so that's it for part 3, which was girl, fantasy, school, and arts and crafts. All right, so I will be back soon with part 4. And again, in the description box will be the links for the binders, the page protectors, and the cardstock. Thanks so much for watching.